There are players who make noise with power and flash, and there are those who make their mark with quiet consistency, determination, and heart. Ernie Clement belongs to that rare second category, the kind of player who doesn't need headlines or highlight reels to prove his worth. His game is built on doing things right every single day, with professionalism and pride. In a sport that often celebrates the spectacular, Clement reminds everyone that baseball's soul still lives in the details. The well-turned double play, the clutch single to right, the unshakable presence in the dugout. He's the kind of player who represents why people fall in love with baseball in the first place. Born on March 22, 1996, in Rochester, New York, Clement's story began far away from the sun-drenched fields of baseball's hotbeds. Growing up in upstate New York meant battling cold weather, limited facilities, and a shorter baseball season than his southern counterparts. But those conditions forged something deeper in him: toughness. When other players could take the field year-round, Clement was inside, perfecting his swing in batting cages, visualizing plays in the quiet. That environment made him sharper, hungrier, and more self-motivated than most. At Brighton High School, he wasn't a towering presence or a scout's dream physically. He didn't light up radar guns or blast tape measure home runs. But if you watched closely, you noticed something. The way he moved with purpose, the calm way he handled pressure, the instinctive reads on grounders. Clement had what coaches call baseball feel, a deep, innate understanding of the game that can't be taught. Every throw, every decision seemed to come from muscle memory and mental clarity combined. That baseball IQ carried him to the University of Virginia, one of the nation's premier baseball programs. For many players, college is about development. For Clement, it was about proving that he belonged among the elite. The Cavaliers were known for their discipline, precision, and focus on fundamentals, a perfect match for Clement's style. It didn't take long for him to fit right in. His smooth glove, quick release, and contact-driven approach at the plate made him a cornerstone of the team's success. In 2015, Clement helped lead Virginia to a College World Series championship, one of the greatest achievements in program history. While others made headlines for big home runs or highlight plays, Clement quietly set the table, moving runners, playing defense, and bringing the kind of intangible leadership that coaches dream about. He became known as a glue guy, the player who held the team together through every inning. That year etched his name into Virginia baseball lore, not for grandstanding, but for consistency, focus, and selflessness. By the time Clement left college, he had cemented his reputation as one of the most reliable players in the country. Scouts and coaches saw a player who might not have jaw-dropping tools, but had a professional approach and a deep love for the game. The Cleveland Indians, now Guardians, recognized that value, drafting him in the 4th round of the 2017 MLB draft. For Clement, it was both a dream come true and a challenge accepted. He had made it to professional baseball, but now he had to climb the hardest mountain of all, the road to the majors. Minor league baseball is a grind, long bus rides, low pay, and constant pressure to perform. It's a test not only of skill, but of mental toughness. Clement's journey through the minors wasn't flashy, but it was steady. Every season, he improved his bat control, refined his fielding, and proved that he could adapt to any role. He learned to play multiple positions: shortstop, second base, third base, even some outfield. That versatility became one of his greatest strengths. While others specialized, Clement became the ultimate utility man, a player who could fill any gap with reliability. His coaches noticed. They saw the work ethic, the uncomplaining attitude, the willingness to learn and adjust. He wasn't the guy who needed praise to perform. He did his job because that's what professionals do. Every night, whether he was in the starting lineup or not, Clement prepared as if he would be. And that discipline eventually paid off. In 2021, Ernie Clement received the call every minor leaguer dreams of: his major league debut with the Cleveland Guardians. It was a moment years in the making. When he stepped onto that big league diamond, it wasn't just the culmination of a journey. It was the affirmation of every small, unglamorous choice he'd made along the way. He wasn't a phenom who had been fast-tracked. He was a craftsman who had earned every step of the way. Once in the majors, Clement didn't change his approach. He brought the same reliability that had defined his entire career. While others chased launch angles, he focused on putting the ball in play. While others sought power numbers, he cared about situational hitting, advancing runners, finding gaps, doing the little things that lead to wins. His ability to make consistent contact stood out in a league dominated by strikeouts. Clement wasn't there to impress with stats. He was there to impact games. Defensively, he was everything a manager could want: sure-handed, confident, and adaptable. Whether at shortstop, third base, or second, Clement approached every play with focus. He turned double plays with smooth precision and made tough plays look routine. In an era where defensive versatility is gold, Clement was pure value. But perhaps more than his tangible skills, what truly defined him was his mindset. Baseball can be brutal, full of failure, competition, and constant evaluation. Clement's ability to stay calm, grounded, and focused made him invaluable. He didn't ride the emotional roller coaster of the season. He stayed level, believing that consistency beats volatility every time. That professionalism made him respected not just by teammates, but by coaches and front offices alike. In 2023, Clement's career took a new turn when he joined the Toronto Blue Jays, and it was there that he found perhaps his best fit yet. In a roster filled with star power, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, George Springer, Clement carved out a space of his own. He became the quiet stabilizer, the player who could come off the bench, play anywhere, and immediately contribute. Blue Jays fans quickly noticed his energy and poise. He wasn't just filling spots, he was earning trust. His bat began to heat up, too. Clement's contact-first approach started producing results, and his confidence grew. He began driving the ball more effectively, using the whole field, and proving that he could do more than just make contact. He could make impact. That steady improvement reflected his evolution, a player who was still learning, still growing, still pushing to be better. What stands out about Clement's career isn't one highlight or one season. It's the pattern. Every step of the way, he's gotten a little better, a little more refined, a little more confident. He's the embodiment of steady growth, a reminder that success in baseball isn't always linear or explosive. Sometimes it's earned in small, consistent increments. Off the field, Clement carries himself with humility and grace. He's approachable, genuine, and authentic. Fans appreciate that. They see a player who hasn't forgotten where he came from, who still plays with gratitude, and who treats every game like a privilege. In an age of ego and bravado, that authenticity stands out. Ernie Clement's story resonates because it's universal. It's the story of the worker, the believer, the one who's told he might not be the most talented, but who keeps showing up anyway. It's the story of persistence rewarded, of effort made meaningful. He's living proof that baseball isn't only for the naturally gifted, but for those who refuse to give up. As Clement continues his career, his role remains essential. The dependable professional who gives his all whether he's starting or coming off the bench. Every great team needs players like him. The stars might grab the spotlight, but it's the Clements of the world who make teams whole. His presence in the dugout, his steady glove, his reliable bat, they all make him a cornerstone of team culture. There's a kind of poetry in how Ernie Clement plays. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's real. It's honest baseball, full of intent, intelligence, and quiet fire. When he dives for a ball or drives a line drive into the gap, you can see years of repetition, of care, of pride in the craft. He represents everything good about the game: patience, integrity, and love for the process. In a sport that constantly evolves, Clement remains timeless, proof that hustle still matters, that fundamentals still win games, and that effort will always outlast ego. His career may never be defined by records, but it will always be defined by respect. And in baseball, that's one of the highest honors there is. So here's to Ernie Clement, the grinder, the professional, the teammate everyone wants beside them. His story reminds us that greatness isn't always measured in home runs or trophies, but in the way you play the game, the way you carry yourself, and the way you earn your place every single day. Thank you all for watching this tribute to one of baseball's most admirable professionals. If you enjoyed this deep look at Ernie Clement's journey, his persistence, his passion, and his pursuit of excellence, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories celebrating the quiet legends who define what it truly means to love the game.